All right, let's have the next 5 minutes dedicated to Table 3's debriefing, and then we'll start off the next set of awards, which would be the finale for this afternoon. Table 3.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So I'll just start with one thing so that it just peps up everyone. How's the Josh? How's the Josh? So it is going to be end of this evening, and I can see wonderful kind of cohort, ex-army officers there, and one of the rescue pilot just said like that. So I will just cover a few points that I saw in my career in the armed forces. I joined in 2008. I served for 14 years as an air traffic control officer in the Indian Navy. And as it is covered before, emergencies in the aircraft, they don't see the gender. I have saved around 7-8 lives. I was not aware, though you know the names, but that doesn't depend on the gender. So we have to now take a step ahead of gender, and we have to start thinking as to more deeper thoughts and more deeper issues which are present in the society, right? So I can just give my example. I became an instructor for all the 3 services for the air traffic control, Army, Navy, Air Force, and the international level, and I could inculcate and ingrain the kind of culture in the women and the other officers as to how to take life in the mindset that we were missing at that point of time. When I joined, it was just 5% of women in the armed forces. To lead men, that is Jawans, it was difficult at that point of time because it was very difficult to gather that kind of confidence in yourself that 500 men will follow you in any of the command, any of the order that you give. Because there's no time that you think, you apply your brains, and then you act. Senior one says anything, you have to follow. So you have to lead with an example. And when I left the service last year, the ratio is now 21%, 20%. So you can see the change which is coming. So when we expect men to walk certain way, we also have to walk halfway. And then we can shake hands. So yes, things are changing for good. And let's go from battlefield to boardroom. And I will, hand over mic to Simran.
Thank you so much. And good evening, everyone. I have got a new name. Instead of Simran Balani, I'm Unstoppable's mom. So that's a good one. Pleasure to be here. Thank you. I am the CEO for CCE Finland. We are into bringing in the dream of creative education. And this is a very good topic where we are bringing in the sustainable education and mindset in children, where we are not only covering the present, but also the future. So looking at few things that Finland inspires us is equity, a holistic upbringing, where everything in the school is more as a part of curriculum and not outside the curriculum. The equity is seen into day-to-day lives. Apart from that, the environment, the caring for environment, again, is a part of the curriculum, a part of what the child is doing on day-to-day basis. And creating the sustainable models as a part of their project-based learning is what is making them as citizens of tomorrow in a real world. One of the examples that I witnessed in Finland is that a class in complete entirety as a team is responsible for the food wastage. And their next week's benefits or their breaks is depending on how much that class is wasting. So this is where they are starting, and this was just grade 3. So we collectively at CCE Finland have a dream of bringing in this creative and sustainable education to India. And I'm glad that I had this forum where I could talk about what women are doing in bringing in this sustainable future for tomorrow. And I pass on to my team member to take it further. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Simran. And hello, everyone. And I would like to say I'm really glad to be part of this day, and listening to so many powerful women and sitting beside all of you is just phenomenal. So I think we've heard a lot of different things throughout the day about how inequality, has gone to a very different level now, and we're seeing a lot of awareness coming in. So I want to talk about one of the things which really can make our workplace more sustainable. It is about supporting women to return back to work. In the last 5 years, we've seen more than 100,000 plus women leaving work, and this has many reasons, right? COVID, caretaking, maternity, many. Now we're seeing a lot of focus coming back to helping women come back to work, right? And that's not easy, specifically in the corporate world, but we're seeing a lot of awareness. But supporting this kind of initiative will really make the workplace much more sustainable. There's going to be much more equality for women talent, and will make it a very future-ready workplace. It brings in a lot of diverse thinking and very innovative ways of working. I've been leading a returner program at dunnhumby, which is my organization, and it's been super successful, but it wasn't easy. It took me a lot of effort to get everybody ready to sign up for this kind of a program where we get women coming back into a field like tech, which is ever evolving, and it's not easy. But I think if all of us join hands together and support even one woman come back to work who aspires but cannot do that without our support, I think we can totally change this world. So that's one thing that I want all of us to go back and think and make a change in our own organizations. I think I will pass on to my team member.
Thank you, Shweta. So I think my colleagues rightly talked about gender equality, the changes, the importance of education, women supporting women. I think we must not underestimate the power of influence each of us has as women. So it's not just colleagues at work, but children at home, family members, elders, our staff, support, and we have a very wide influence. And we should be giving it back to the society by educating this entire sphere about equality, about women, importance of women working, about education, educating our kids at young age in partnership with the schools about gender equality, about a boy and a girl kind of having the same freedom and the space to go out and explore. In addition to that, like we say, charity begins at home, sustainability begins at home. We all owe it back to the environment and Mother Earth. And as women, we can contribute in very small ways about bringing in a sustainable, client-focused mindset. And again, influence our sphere. Small things like, for example, we have stopped using plastic completely at home. Bottles, boxes, plastic bags, everything. So that's a little each one of us can start doing for our environment towards a sustainable tomorrow. And last but not the least, we are an adaptable, a very fungible workforce. As mindset, like our previous teams mentioned, we are agile, and we can definitely in corporate as well as personal spheres use these skill sets towards bridging the multi-generational gap, which seems to be rapidly increasing with our children and friends' children and a lot more. So how do we kind of bridge that gap by kind of bringing it together through agility is one thing that we should all focus on. So that's, I think, concluding our take as a team on how women can contribute towards a sustainable tomorrow. Thank you.